How to Write in Second Grade, Volume 5 of 7. An informational prompt. Profile of a famous person. For your last piece of writing, you read about an animal. Then you gathered details, arranged them in a logical manner, and wrote a clear and logical paragraph sharing what you learned. Your goal was to have the reader learn something. In this next piece, your goal is to write about a famous person. You will read a book about this person, and gather facts like you did for the animal paragraph. You'll arrange these facts in an order that makes sense. Then you'll use those facts to make new sentences. Start with a lined piece of paper. Take 2 minutes to create a list of famous people. These should be people that you would like to know more about. Study your list because I'll ask you to share a name that we can put up on the class list. Listen while your classmates share the names of the people they're interested in. Look at the class list. Is there a name that interests you? Put it on your list. Write a 1 next to the person you would like most to know more about. Write a 2 next to the next person you would like to research. Not all of these people will have books in the library that you can use to gather facts. If person 1 is not available, then you can move on to person 2 or person 3. It's okay if you and a classmates are working on the same person. Before you begin reading, let's look at a profile worksheet. It has room for you to gather details as you read. This is one that could work for younger writers. Here's one for older writers. As you read about your famous person, you'll use this sheet to write down interesting details. Did he have any brothers or sisters? Where did she go to college? Did he get married? How old was he when he died? Remember, don't copy whole sentences from the book. Write down short phrases that you can turn into complete sentences later. One older brother, Peter, teased him a lot, will later turn into, John had one older brother. His name was Peter. They didn't get along very well. Peter teased him a lot when they were growing up. Make sure one of your details is about why your person is famous. In your notes you wrote 7 gold medals, 1984 Olympics. Later you would write, she competed in the 1984 Summer Olympics. She had a lot of success. She won 7 gold medals. Read your books and gather your details. Here's an example of a profile worksheet that was completed last time. Notice that short notes are written. These are not complete sentences copied out of the book. Today you're going to organize and use the short notes to write a paragraph. What's the first thing you want to tell? Many writers put the earliest things first and then put everything else in chronological order. They tell the story of the person from beginning to end. Put a 1 next to the detail from the beginning of the person's life. Now write a 2 for the detail that happened next, then a 3, a 4, and a 5. Take a piece of the class writing paper. Write down your name and today's date. In the writing skills section, write 8 to 12 facts, begin and end signals, complete sentences. Young writers usually use the first sentence to tell the reader the name of the person in the profile. For example, I could say, I'm writing about Abraham Lincoln. The reader knows I'm writing about Abraham Lincoln, and my ears tell me it's a complete sentence. I could also write, my profile is of Abraham Lincoln. Now the reader knows that I am writing a profile and who I'm writing about, Abraham Lincoln. I could also write something longer. I read about Abraham Lincoln. I want to share some of the things I learned. It's more than one sentence, but the reader knows that I'm writing a profile and who I'm writing about. Find the detail with the number 1. Think of a sentence that tells about this detail. Say it silently in your head. Does it make sense? Write it down as your next sentence. Now read that sentence back to yourself. Did you tell everything about that detail? Does it need another sentence? Repeat the process for detail number 2. Be sure to say the sentence in your head. Do you need to improve it? Continue this way for all of your details. Before you end your writing piece, you need to signal to your reader that you're finished. One way you could do this is by reminding the reader what you said at the beginning of the paper. For example, if I began the piece with, I read about George Washington, I want to share some of the things I learned. I could now write, those are some of the things I learned about George Washington. Notice I use the same words, some of the things I learned. It reminds the reader of the beginning of the piece. It makes a circle. Making a circle is a technique writers use to say, this is the end of my story. Write a sentence that signals to your reader that you are done. Now read your whole piece to yourself. Does it make sense? Do all of the sentences sound like complete thoughts? Did you give 8 to 12 facts? Did you write sentences to signal the beginning and the end of your piece? Make sure each sentence starts with a capital letter and has the correct ending mark. Good job.